Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your deep career read for the end of June into the beginning of July 2020. I hope you guys are doing great today. So this is going to go for, especially for Sagittarius rising in sun and Sagittarius 10th house and 6th house. Those of you who know your chart, those are really what we're looking at, guys, okay? I hope that's not too confusing for you. I'm planning on doing an in-depth webinar on how to really figure out your soul purpose and really figure out how the house placements can affect you when it comes to career. All right, really interesting stuff. So for you guys, really honestly get ready for some big changes, as that June 5th lunar full moon eclipse landed in your sign, catalyzing a very profound shift. Because your path is veering in an entirely new direction. And for many of you, it can happen in the blink of an eye, but don't worry if it doesn't, because this is simply the start of a new eclipse series that's going to activate, the Gemini Sagittarius axis that I've been talking about between now and December of 2021. So you really want to prepare for changes to any sort of solo projects that you have, or your most important ties overall, even in relationships, all the different connections over the next 18 months for you guys. For those of you who aren't aware of what's going on there, I did do a video on Destiny Meets Karma, and I do address this a lot there. But your long-term finances could see a real surge of activity starting on June 20th when the sun moves into Cancer, and your 8th house, right, of merging with others. That is that 8th house energy. It's other people's money. It's the 8th house is so big, right? But within the context of this video, it's other people's money. It has to do with insurance payouts, investment payouts, any sort of payouts like that. I'm pulling some Lenormand first for some advice. Don't read these in reverse. Okay. Cool, good. We're going to be doing some learning. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be all about learning for you guys, Sag. You guys are usually the teachers. You're going to have to be the students over the next year and a half. But I do like what I'm seeing, in the sky for your long-term finances. And the 8th house activity. Now, the solar new moon eclipse on the 21st is likely going to bring a chance to create a powerful joint adventure. For some of you, you may even receive a windfall. But take your time, read the fine print of anything that you have to sign, guys, because Mercury is retrograde in Cancer. Okay, and Cancer is a lot more than that 4th house of home that we always talk about. It's our roots, it's our stability, right? So you want to make sure that you just double and triple. I'm not saying not to do. I do not believe that. And guys, if you had Mercury retrograde in your natal chart when you were born, this is actually a good time to do something for you. So it's good to know your chart. A lot of you guys out there who I read for, a lot of you guys have Mercury natal retrograde, so good time for you to do some things moving forward. But the end of the month brings a very potent kind of union of your ruler, Jupiter is your ruler, and Pluto's all about transformation, right, on the 30th. So it's a very particularly powerful day for you guys, because those two power planets, stormy planets, those two power planets are going to be connected in Capricorn. So this is going to be shaking up your 2nd house of money. So by the time July rolls around, your career path and financial outlook may be totally different than you could have imagined. So you really do need to expect the unexpected in this energy, guys. Seriously. Really expect the unexpected. So let's get these clarifiers going, and then we're going to pull a Celtic cross spread. So we have you guys, yay, Sagittarius, nice. We have the North Node, not the South Node, and we have the 5th house. Okay, very nice. So, the North Node is all about destiny, something that's destined for you to happen, right? Something that's absolutely destined. And getting yourself here, this is where, Sag, you need to really get in touch with, notice where you've built up walls and borders in your life, and you really have to get together the curiosity and the courage to pull them down and really try to figure out if you've been telling yourself any sort of false narratives about yourself, about another person, about your career, about what it is that you really want to do, anything like that. And really have faith and optimism in posing these questions and taking a more authentic approach. Because for you guys, and I don't want to go into everything that I went into in that last video, but you guys being in the South Node right now in the transit, we're all going to need to be looking at our Sagittarius placements in our charts, right? All of us are going to have to be doing that, right? And it's in that area where we're going to be pushed to sacrifice something, to look at something differently, and to ask Gemini for help. Because Gemini is like your soul sister in this, and right, the ascendant and descendant. And Gemini is all about learning a new way, a new approach, learning something new. It could be through a workshop, it could be through some sort of webinar, some sort of certification, but direct application, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like this, because you guys are more about higher education, right? Gemini is more about learning to tie your shoe and ride a bicycle kind of thing. So it's very direct, quick application, and everyone's going to be feeling that, but especially you guys, Sagittarius risings more than anyone, and then Sag Sun, right? So that's what's going on. But then we have the 5th house. So the 5th house is the house of fun. For those of you who are involved in any sort of entrepreneurial venture, this is all about that, right? This is a beautiful energy to support any sort of idea that the Astro Dice is saying. If you have an idea that you really want to cultivate, go for it. Just go for it. But it is asking for you to understand that not only is it part of your destiny, but you may need to look at something a little differently than you've been looking at it. So this is just like something that you need to keep in mind. But this is about, those of you who are, even if you're not opening your own business, because 5th house is the house of fun, and it's a big house. Well, the house is big, or it includes love affairs and boyfriend, girlfriend kind of things. But it's anything that we love that we do on purpose, right? So it's hobbies and it's things that we love. And it's also our children and things that we cultivate and nurture to grow. So that's why I don't only include children in there, I do include, particularly if it's any kind of career that you need to nurture and cultivate. It's all about, though, when we get this dice, it's all about getting into that pocket of that sweet spot of the flow, of making sure that you really enjoy what you're doing. Really enjoy it. Don't do it just for the money. Don't do it just for the money, because that's going to end up bringing some negative energy during this time. I mean, it really is about connecting to what it is that you really want. I like it. We got Uranus. Uranus is all about the future, my friends. It really is. Uranus is technology, but it's all about... Uranus is a groundbreaking energy. To pioneer is what I really want to say. To pioneer. So this is approaching the future in your career from a totally different perspective. It's doing something out of the box from what you've been doing now. It doesn't have to necessarily be so unique and out of the box according to society, but it's got to be unique and out of the box for you, right? Something very different for you. So why don't we get into restore and replenish first? Let's see, because this is beautiful energy. This is about you needing some rest, but I don't mean like taking a nap kind of rest. This is more of the kind of rest that you need to divert your energy into doing something different for a day or two, just to sort of cleanse your energy out, from what it is that you feel very deeply entrenched, and you're going to feel a lot more refreshed when you come back to it. This also confirms that you're in a very important transition right now, transitional phase right now between one level of experience and the next within your career. So if you feel as though you're treading water, or you're in some sort of like purgatory, right, between your old life and your new life, because a lot of you are going to be feeling this, then this particularly applies to you. Now, if you're resonating with what I'm saying, this particularly applies to you. And if you can't quite, like break into the level that you're reaching for, you have to have faith, which you guys should. You guys are the most moralistic sign. You guys rule religion, right? You just need to take a breather between these phases. Busy yourself doing something else for a day or two. Even if you feel like you can't afford to do that, having to do with time, it's going to be very, very benefic for you. And then after that, you're just going to feel very energized to get into doing whatever it is that you're doing. Now, for those of you who've been considering a new endeavor, or you've recently started one, then this energy brings a message of encouragement. And this is a really good step forward. This tells me that this is a good step forward, whatever's on your heart. Now, you might be worried that you're taking on too much. Okay, but this encourages you to take a time out, rest, rebalance, okay? Because you're supported here. You are supported, and if you just give that to yourself, again, you're going to come back with a very beautiful, fresh perspective, and you're going to be able to approach things from an even healthier standpoint, I suppose I should say, right? More specifically. So these are a little Norman, guys. These look like tarot, but they're not regular tarot. The cards speak to each other. So let me just see what we have here. We have mice, we have lily, we have book, we have tree. Okay. So the tree implies ancestry, and so do the lilies. The lilies is more of an ancestral, excuse me. Actually, they're both sort of ancestral influences, either from somebody older from you in your family, or it could be something that you're intuitively getting from somebody who's passed over, where you're getting these messages regarding stability. The messages are coming via the book. So we always have to look next to the lilies to see what the message is about. So we have something that you're getting into, Sagittarius, is going to be extremely firmly footed, which is really nice. It's going to be a very firm foundation. There is information coming in the form of the book. We always have to look next to the book here to see who's giving you the information. So we have, this is an ancestral, particularly a mother vibe, but it doesn't have to be a mother vibe. It could have been a maternal figure, but really any sort of, anyone who you looked up to in your life. It could be a grandparent, or this could just be a very heavy energetic influence that you're feeling, that you're not even sure from where. And chances are it's somebody who has either crossed over, or somebody who's just energetically trying to communicate with you. And what is it that they need to communicate to you? We need to look next to them. And we have the mice, guys. Nobody wants a mouse in their house, right? We don't want this, right? These mice are completely happy with their work to gradually destroy, create destruction and of something in your life, possessions, resources. It's like a nibbling away. So this could be advice coming in, or the need for you to look at something differently when it comes to making sure that you don't like nibble away your resources. You keep an eye over your shoulder, and you keep a lookout for anybody who may be coming in to try to disrupt your apple cart, who may be trying to compromise your foundation. This can indicate anything, because this is a general read, so I want to get the different interpretations. Thievery, somebody trying to steal your stuff, somebody trying to sabotage what it is that you're really trying to put out there and do and build for yourself. Or this could have to do with you whittling away your resources, not thinking clearly enough. But I do see that you're going to be getting a very heavy message in. It's can come in the form of somebody actually in the 3D who's in your life, who is giving you some really solid advice, or it can be coming in the form of intuition, that sound, that voice in your belly. That is typically somebody over from the other side, or it's just spirit really trying to guide you right now, loud and clear, guys, because it really is about changing your methodology and how you approach your career. Doesn't mean that you have to do a complete revamping of anything. That's not what this means at all. It just means that you may have to pay particular attention to people who you trust, and you have to pay particular attention to the approach that you are approaching something from. But it is about watching out for the nibbling away of resources. Is a very clear message coming in. Very clear message. Okay. So we discussed the dice. We discussed all of that kind of stuff. So let's get into your Celtic cross spread. I'm going to bring this guy over a little bit because I don't want the cards knocking each other. Messages for our Sagittarius friends. Rising sign, sun sign, 10th house, 6th house. The 10th house is your house of career. 6th house is your day-to-day work environment. 2nd house is what you do to actually make your money. It's your house of resources. And again, these houses are very big. It's not only what I'm saying, but I'm talking about in relation to this. It's how you deal with money, it's how you address money, and it's how you make money within the career sector. You follow? Like a good example is if you have something like Taurus, or let's say Taurus on your 10th house, right? Taurus is ruled by Venus. It's a very earthy, creative Venusian sign. So maybe you're into art, maybe you're into beauty, but what within that industry do you do? Maybe the 2nd house would indicate, maybe you have Cancer on your 2nd house, or maybe you're an interior designer, because that's like artistic, having to do with the home, because Cancer is about home. So it's just a basic example of how these things work. But when it comes to work, Sag, you guys are awesome. I mean, you're big picture thinkers, you're risk takers, you get along with everyone, you bring people together, you have a fabulous sense of humor. You really do. Okay, 8 of Cups. So this is the situation right now. This is what's crowning. This is the foundation. This is the recent past coming into this energy. This is the future. Interesting that we got this advice and we have 5 of coins. All right, listen. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. You're going to have to watch out for somebody. Yep. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's get into this. So coming into this energy, we have the 6 of Wands. This is all about success. So you were feeling in a space of success. We could say before COVID, we could say, you know, last week. It's it's very subjective. It's going to be whatever, however it resonates with you guys, because this is a general reading. But 6 of Wands is about having gone through it, putting in the work, having success, and respect as well. Respect as well is a big part of the 6 of Wands energy. So right now we have the 8 of Cups, and it's crossed by the 6 of Coins. All right, very interesting. So the 8 of Cups, this indicates you leaving something that you've been doing. The 8 of Cups is a Saturn and Pisces energy. So this is about recognizing that whatever you're involved in having to do with your career, there's something toxic about it. And it really could be just as simple as it not coming back into, I would say into motion. That sounds kind of silly, but you're not going to be able to get, whatever you're doing is not able to get its legs back into full form, compared to before the pandemic. That could be, but whatever it is, you just might not be resonating with it, right? And it just became all too heavy to try to stick around in. Now, the thing is with this, you're not going to feel any regret about leaving. It doesn't mean that you're not going to feel sad, but you're not going to feel any regret, which is really nice, as long as you handle it properly. Now, whatever it is that you're changing, whatever it is that you're leaving, because I am getting that a lot of you guys are making changes or you're leaving things, you want to make sure, very important here, is that you got and gave everything that there is to receive and give in this situation. So you're leaving with grace. You don't want to sneak off into the night and just kind of up and, cut it off at the knees and run. It's not that kind of energy. It really is more about recognizing that this is not the right thing for you. And what's going to help you realize that it's not the right thing for you is the 6 of Coins in reverse. That's crossing you. It's not enough money. You're not getting the money. You're not getting the support that you need. 6 of Coins are resources. Yeah, I mean, it's money, it's resources. It's also mental, physical, and emotional connection. It's support. Right? It's all kinds of support. So you just weren't getting the support, whether it was financial, whether it was emotional, whether, whatever it was, you were not getting the support that you needed to be able to stay in this. If you're resonating with it, guys, remember, you don't want to try to make it fit. You're going to know if you're not getting the resources that you needed, and maybe they were there once upon a time, but they're not there now. And this is very, very, very clear to you that you're not getting what you need. You're just not. Now, I love that we got the Emperor as the crowning, because this is awesome. This is an Aries energy. Aries is ruled by Mars. We love this because this is let's go, let's go, let's go. Especially because we have this Mars influence coming in at the end of the month. I love it. I love it. And Mars is going to be happening really from July all the way to January, right? I mean, we're going to have this gumption, this get up and go, this forward movement, new ideas popping, things coming into form, things crystallizing. That's the Emperor energy, is feeling confident and knowing that you can do it, right? Think about what Aries Emperor rules. Emperor rules Aries. Aries is the baby of the zodiac. Aries is all about, what do children do when they're really excited about something? They're like, let's just do it. We'll worry about the fine print later, kind of thing. You just want to be careful and not signing into anything. Be careful. But I see you feeling very motivated, very excited, and very of the right mindset. And also remember, the Emperor is the leader of the tarot. Aries is the leader. Aries represents leadership. So I love that, but you're needing to make a decision. Because the Lovers always means decision time. This is a decision between, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue doing what you've been doing, or are you going to go on that new path? This is the foundation. And it's needing to make a decision within that decision. That's the Lovers energy. The Lovers is, this could be you and a business partner, first of all. Okay? The Lovers energy is anybody who you could be dealing with somebody. This is a very 7th house energy. 7th house is, we always say it's about relationships, marriage partners, but it's also business partners, guys. It's anyone where we have any sort of soul connection, like soul shared purpose. And don't we always have that with our business partners or our close colleagues, or for many of us, even our employees or employers, right? It's where there's a soul connection. And the decision here, if that's resonating with you, would be, okay, you know what? We have some work to do here. We have to roll our sleeves up. This may not be easy, but this is commitment. And rolling your sleeves up and throwing your energies into something that you know isn't perfect yet now, right? But really having that commitment to work it through, and having the blessing of Archangel Raphael throughout it all, which is really nice, as well as the luminary of the sun. Now, if you guys have nothing to do with anything like that, this is a Gemini energy, right? And Gemini, we all have a yin and yang, the two sides of ourselves, a male and female side. No one's in touch with that more than the Gemini energy. So this could be you getting in touch with the other side of yourself, saying, you know what? I like what I was doing, but I really want more for myself. And you making this decision to really stand by your own convictions and do what's necessary in order to bring something into a crystallized 3D way, whether it's a job, whether it's a business, whatever it is. You right now, you're the Queen of Coins energy. You know, and I like this for you guys right now because this is you and Capricorn. So I really like, to me, this is a very serendipitous energy for you to get in your placement, because very specifically, this is you moving forward with integrity, with Jupiter on your back as your ruler, all about luck and expansion, and Capricorn. Capricorn is all about work. But I want to take it a step further here. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Your ruler is Jupiter. Jupiter expands. It's about luck and expansion, anything that it's hanging out with, right? So it's going to expand that Saturnian energy. So it's really going to have you working, Sag. You got to understand you're going to be working, which is good. Though this is good because there's such a beautiful gift on the other side. And this is about you being focused on money and you making the money. So that's really good. I love this for you, because it shows me that you are really willing, like you have bells and whistles on, you're ready to go. You're ready to go. Now, the external influence to you is the Hermit energy. This is a Virgo energy. Virgo is also a Pentacle energy ruled by Mercury. So there can be there could be some sort of communication coming in from the outside, for sure. This could also be somebody who you've been involved with in work, either either an employee, an employer, a business partner who really wants to work at something with you, you know, taking some space and saying, you know what, I got your back, I'm here, I want to do this with you, right? So but it's an external influence. You're not the Hermit energy, you're dealing with that outside of yourself, okay? And then we have your fear position is the Eight of Swords, you know, I get it. Jupiter and Gemini, you're very concerned about your success. You're concerned about the conversations that you're having with yourself. Because if you look at her, right, it's not reality. She's looking in the mirror. That's how she sees herself. So she's seeing herself and she's having these conversations. How am I going to be successful? How is this going to work? How am I going to move forward with luck and expansion? How am I going to bring these and manifest what it is that's in my heart, you know, and in my mind? How am I going to bring it out into the 3D in a solid crystallized form, whether it's in the way of a job, a particular position, or a business, whatever it is? And it's just being worried about that because you want to be successful. You want to be, I mean, of course, right? Silly to say that, but to be honest with you, not all signs are in this space. You're in a good space right now. You are, whether you feel it or not, you know, obviously it's going to depend on what else you have in your chart, guys, right? That's why I say know your chart, right? This is very Sagittarius, I feel, ascending 10th house energy is what I'm really getting. Sagittarius on the 10th, very heavy energy. And then we have the King of Wands. Okay, so Wands are well. We love this energy. It's Cancer and Leo. Cancer is all about rooted foundation and loving what you do, because it's in there with Leo, and Leo's all about that that 5th house energy that I brought up before. So this is about what I like about this is not only you're going to be making money, you're going to make money, okay? But you're going to be doing what you really love to do. And not that you only like to do just one thing, because you guys have very varied interests, right? Goodness knows, right? I mean, whatever it is, right? I mean, you guys are all about travel. You're all about foreign cultures. You're all about belief systems. You're all about higher ed. You're all about learning. Yeah. So I like this, right? Because this is the outcome. So you're going to be doing something passionate that you enjoy, and it's going to end up bringing you a firm foundation. But now in the future, here's a little caveat that you're going to have to watch out for. It's 5 of Coins in reverse. And this is a very mental energy, just keep in mind. It's a mental energy where you feel like your voice isn't being heard and you're not feeling very supported. And it's somebody wanting something from you, somebody needing something from you, right? So when you get this idea of need or want like that, and then we have the mouse with a mice here, because there's more than one. And we have this advice coming in to watch out. You feeling like you're not getting the support. So I'm getting 2 messages here. One, you want to make sure that you're careful with your money right now, Sag, okay? Be careful with your money and be careful with people who want more from you, right? There are many of you out there. I work with so many of you, and so many of you are entrepreneurs, and so many of you are not. A lot of you are professors like myself. A lot of you, they're all different industries, right? I'm not a Sagittarius rising sun, but I do have Sag in my 10th house. I do. Makes sense, right? I'm a professor. I've been a professor for a long time. That's an obvious profession for Sagittarius. So those of you who are in the space of maybe looking to get into another profession, crazy jobs that are really good for Sag, anything that involves any kind of basic or overt travel. And what I mean by that is Uber driver, any sort of travel specialist, tourism specialist, although who's really traveling now, but anything like that, a publishing manager, environmental engineer actually is really powerful here as well, right? Because it's belief system, right? We have to have a strong belief system to believe in the environment like that. A freelance writer is actually really good. Anything that's free, right? Because you guys always have a backpack packed at the door. Any sort of creative service manager, anything like that. Obviously, a professor, like I mentioned, any sort of preacher or spiritual advisor in that way. International travel consultant is like a home run for your energy. Global project manager, just doing work overseas, anything like that. That's all of that is just so Sagittarius. That's like your wheelhouse, you know. But that's what I see. That's what I see is coming up, you know, for you guys. I'm going to pull a couple of cards here because to me, I see this beautiful transition that I know in the astrology that I'm getting in the cards, but I want to get a little bit more on that 5 of Coins because, to be honest with you, I'm kind of being bugged by the fact that the Lenormand, which is a very powerful deck. It's like a deck from antiquity, like the system that it uses, is telling us about the mice. And then we have 5 of Coins. So I just want to get a little something extra for you guys. I'm going to pull 10 of Coins. Yeah. See, there's going to be something that comes in that's going to be either a payout that you thought was going to come in is not going to come in. There could be some sort of manipulation regarding money that you're going to have to watch out for. Right. 4 of Swords, you're going to have a hard time seeing it, though. You're going to have a hard time seeing it, and you're going to have a hard time seeing something. Okay, Sag, listen, there's a learning lesson here. You have a lesson coming in having to do with money, having to do with the way you're handling things with money. You need to let go of some sort of belief system that you have about money because it's not going to serve you. Yeah. 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords, it's the card of pain, right? But it is a Saturn and Libra energy. Remember, Libra, it rules what? The scales. It's all about fairness. So you want to be careful. If you're in some sort of business arrangement that somebody is very fair with you, Libra also is ruled by Venus. Venus is one of the money planets. So the 3 of Swords is the card of pain, right? It's the card of pain. Saturn and Libra. So Saturn, something restrictive is coming in, some sort of karmic lesson is coming in, something that where you're being pushed to stop and look at something. One more. Queen of Wands, yeah. There's a person that you're not going to continue on the path with. Queen of Wands. Wands are well. Pisces and Aries. Pisces and Aries. So you're going to be realizing that somebody is draining your money somewhere, or you're being... and it's impacting your career. It's impacting your business. It's impacting your money. It's impacting your financial health. Guys, this could even be in a private relationship, to be honest with you, is what I'm getting. Because it's very Pollyanna to think that our private relationships never impact. Yeah, here we go. 10 of Wands. In reverse, this happened already before the outcome here. Yeah. So guys, this could be you getting rid of a business partner. You guys getting rid of anything that could be draining your money. Anything that wasn't supportive of you. But you're going to need to, whether you like it or not, you're going to need to change the way you view a person. You view the money. You view the person because of how they're whittling the money away. Or look at your own strategies and what you're doing right now. And you're really going to need to sacrifice a way of seeing something and a way of handling money right now. And that's the advice here. You have something absolutely beautiful come in, but you have to make sure that you pay attention to money, because there is a lesson to be learned here in order for you to move into your future. Yeah. And just the fact that we got the ninth node energy in your astro dice, which is all about Gemini, learning something new, a fresh perspective. This is destiny. So learning something, this lesson is very karmic, but you're going to have to look over your shoulder. So the way this can manifest, because this is a general reading, this could be somebody not paying you the money that they initially promised you. This could be somebody trying to steal from you. This could be a personal relationship that's actually impacting your career sector, having to do with your business or your ability to accrue wealth as a result of your career. It's like this drain, you know what I mean? It's like this this sort of hole in the balloon sort of thing. Or this could also be the way you're approaching your finances. But in any of those situations, there's a lesson that needs to be paid attention to, and you need to change your strategy as far as whatever's going on, whether it be that person or whether it be your own actions, okay? Yeah, that's what I have for you, Sag. I hope this was helpful in some way. Yeah, all right, good luck, guys. You know, honestly, I see a lot of benefic, beautiful stuff. Just watch your back with some money slipping through, okay? Take care, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.